There's a brutal truth most men will never accept. You can be kind, you can be loyal, you can do everything right, and still be ignored. Why? Because attraction doesn't work the way you think. Over 500 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli observed a paradox that still controls modern relationships today. Women are not attracted to what you do for them. They are attracted to who you are without them. And today, I'm going to show you 7 psychological principles that separate invisible men from magnetic ones. But listen carefully. The last principle is so uncomfortable, so opposite to everything you've been taught, that most men will reject it. And that's exactly why it works. So stay until the end, because that final principle changes everything. Before we start, if you're tired of being overlooked, if you want to become the man they can't ignore, subscribe now to the Magnet Code, because here we don't teach tricks, we build presence. Principle 1, independent wholeness. The biggest mistake men make, they look for a woman to complete them. That kills attraction instantly. The moment she feels that you need her, you stop being a man and start becoming a dependency. Attraction dies there. A magnetic man, he already has a life, purpose, goals, passion, direction. She doesn't complete him. She enters a world that's already moving. And now she's thinking, can I be part of this man's life? Not, does he like me? That shift changes everything. Fire. Principle 2, polarizing authenticity. Most men try to be liked by everyone. That's why they're remembered by no one. If you agree with everything she says, if you hide your opinions, if you play safe, you become invisible. Magnetic men do something different. They are real. They disagree when they need to. They speak their truth. They don't delete themselves for approval. And yes, some people will not like you. Good. Because the ones who stay, those are the only ones that matter. Weighing. Principle 3, calibrated presence. Here's where most men fail. They are either too available or completely distant. Both kill attraction. The key? Unpredictable presence. Not games, real life. When you're focused on your mission, you're less available. When you have space, you connect deeply. This creates something powerful. She never takes your presence for granted. And what isn't guaranteed is valued more. Brick. Principle 4, the unshakable standard. Most men don't have standards. They have fears. Fear of losing her, fear of being alone, fear of not finding better. So they tolerate disrespect. A magnetic man, he sets boundaries and enforces them. Calmly, clearly, without drama. If she crosses the line, he addresses it. If it continues, he pulls back. If it persists, he walks away. No begging, no chasing, because he understands one thing. Respect is more important than attention.
Principle 5, productive tension. Here's something most people don't understand. A relationship without tension is a dead relationship. Not peaceful, dead. Because tension is what creates growth, attraction, energy. Two strong individuals will not always agree, and that's not a problem. That's reality. Weak men avoid conflict at all costs. They apologize too quickly. They suppress their thoughts. They prioritize peace over truth. Strong men, they allow tension to exist. They don't panic. They don't chase resolution. They don't abandon themselves to avoid discomfort. They stay grounded. And that communicates something rare, emotional strength. Because life is not always smooth. And a man who can handle tension in relationships can handle pressure in life. Principle 6, proportional investment. This principle alone will save you years of frustration. Most men overinvest early. They give too much time, too much attention, too much emotional energy before it's earned. And that creates imbalance. When you give too much too soon, you remove mystery, you remove challenge, you remove value. A high-value man invests gradually. He observes first, then responds. She invests, he increases. She withdraws, he he adjusts. This creates balance, reciprocity, mutual respect, and most importantly, it protects your energy because your attention is not something everyone deserves. It's something they earn. Principle 7, total self-acceptance. This is the one most men will resist because it requires brutal honesty. You must accept yourself completely, not just the strong parts, but the uncomfortable ones too. Your insecurities, your past mistakes, your flaws, your desires, everything. Because if you don't accept yourself, you will constantly seek validation from others. And that need leaks into everything you do. The way you text, the way you speak, the way you behave, and it creates one thing, desperation. But when you accept yourself fully, you stop chasing approval. You stop performing. You stop pretending. You just exist. And that energy is rare because most people are acting. Most people are filtering themselves. Most people are trying to be liked. But the man who is fully himself, without apology, without need, without fear, becomes magnetic. Now the dynamic flips. She's no longer asking, do I like him? She starts wondering, why do I feel drawn to him? What is it about him? How do I keep his attention? And that shift changes everything. Final message. These principles are not techniques. They are not tricks. They are not lines to memorize. They are ways of being. And when you internalize them, something powerful happens. You stop chasing. You stop forcing. You stop needing. And instead, you become the man others are naturally drawn to. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of most men. But information is not enough. You have to apply it. Subscribe now to the Magnet Code, because this is where transformation happens. And remember this, the man who masters himself becomes unstoppable.